Live fitter and longer with the Fitzness Show, hosted by fitness expert, author, and TV personality Fitz Kohler. She'll tell you why diets are dumb, supplements are snake oil, and the truth about how you can earn a lean, hard, pain-free, and athletic body. Now for our favorite bossy blonde, Fitz Kohler.
Team, I'm Fitz Kohler, your fitness expert from Fitzness.com, and your very noisy race announcer, and your favorite new marathon running friend. Welcome to the Fitzness Show. So, I'm sorry. I'm going to start off by saying sorry about this. This is called marathon face. This is what I have. I am so tired. My body, after running the Boston Marathon on Monday, has decided sleep was its enemy. And so this is what you get. I look like, so you don't have to tell me I look fine. I know what's going on here with this face of mine, but yeah, I got marathon face and I'm damn proud of it because that means I ran the marathon and I can't wait to tell you all of the gory details. I did something I thought I never even wanted to do. Running a marathon was never on my list. It wasn't on the bucket. It wasn't in the bucket. It wasn't near the bucket. It wasn't in the house or the shed, any of those things. But, and many of you have heard the story, but in late May, this guy, Vince Varallo, my friend who owns the Boston Buddies running group, he reached out and said, hey, do you want to run the Boston Marathon for this really cool charity in Boston called The Second Step? They handpicked you and we think you'd be great. And I cursed him out a little bit. And then I said, let me think about it. And so probably on my birthday, May 27th, I think that's when it was, I made the decision to give it a go. I thought, why the hell not? And, really it was, why the hell not? And also that lesson learned that after cancer, what could ever be hard, right? What could be hard again? Unless my children are suffering, nothing will ever be hard for me, hopefully. So so I thought, what the hell? I'll just do this marathon thing. And then it happened. So I'm going to tell you all the gory details, all the juicy stuff, if you've never run a marathon, I'm going to give you this scoop on what it was like to run your first. And if you've run many, you're probably going to listen and laugh at me because I'm an amateur and that's okay. Don't forget you have the comment section. Feel free to say hi, leave a comment, ask questions. I will answer all of your questions, whatever you got, I got answers to. And I'm really, really hoping Vince Varallo from the Boston Buddies will join me. He's out leading the Great American Relay. I think he's in Arizona today, still running. Oh, hi, Lori. Thank you. Doug Thurston. All right. That's right. That's this thing on my neck. This is the golden unicorn, the coveted golden uniform, and it's gold or unicorn. It's gold this year because it was the 125th Boston Marathon. So it was an anniversary. Pretty special to be a part, and the ribbon's kind of pretty if I could figure out how to show it to you. There you go, something like that. Again, I have marathon face and marathon brain. I don't know why. I was like, I'm going to get home and I'm just going to start telling everybody all the stuff. And now I look like this and I think like that. But yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Doug. This medal of mine. Vicky. Thank you, Vicky. Vicky's a superstar runner. She's doing breast cancer right now and runs at least 400. And 82 miles per moment. Give me 1 second to repair this. Oh, see, this is what happens in marathon brain, marathon computer. I have a brand new computer because my other one died. I kid you not. And I have to reconnect the Ethernet to this one. So that actually doesn't look like a good idea. I know. This is the most disorganized I've ever been on screen, but I think we're all friends here. So please, thank you for your patience. Ethernet, hopefully coming. All right, I'll get back to that. Anyway, so yeah, we've got great comments here. Katie Stefaniak, hi. Mike, woohoo, thank you very much. Adam, thank you. I'm very proud. That's actually one of the greatest things I have to share today is that I'm really proud of me And sometimes you have to do things outside of your box to get that feeling. I mean, I wake up every day thinking I'm a good person. I'm proud to be me. But, you know, I want to ask you, what are you doing today to make you proud, right? What are you doing next week to make you proud, right? So today's almost a wash. What can you do to get that feeling of holy moly, I did this, whether it's trying a new sport or playing a new instrument or learning a new language? There's all these really cool things that you can do, but you got to step outside your box. And that's what I did. Holy mackerel, did I ever. Thank you, Sarah and Remington. Oh my gosh. And here I am going to go with this. One of the coolest things about this experience was your love and your support, because what did I do last week? I said, can you make me signs? We make me handmade signs and then take a picture of them and upload them to social media. And of course, I knew most of you couldn't be on the side of the road holding a sign, but I asked for signs, and I love homemade cards. Those are my favorite things. So on my holidays for my kids, I say, please don't ever buy me a card. Make me a card. Get out crayons, get out markers. They're teenagers. I far prefer handmade stuff. And so the fact that you guys got out markers and glitter and all sorts of things, I couldn't have felt any more joy. And they started coming in a couple of days before the actual marathon. So did they pump me up? Heck yeah, they did. I was just giddy about it. I was very giddy, very fun. And that's the beauty of the internet, is that I can connect with you guys, and you can connect with me and your friends, and it just makes the world a lot smaller. So I tried to take your photos or your photos of your signs, and I posted them on my Instagram stories. So go to Fitzness on Instagram, and there's a little archived story place, and you can see many of the signs, and I've tried to put them to music, but they were very motivational and very fun. And yeah, it's just super cool. So I'm actually trying to, let's see. All right, we're going to stick with this Wi-Fi for now. Wish this stupid Thunderport would sign on. All right, that was my fault for not getting the Ethernet hooked up quickly. Okay, so getting to Boston, you know, there's all these priorities before you go run a marathon. You got to think, what am I going to wear? And what am I going to eat? And how am I going to sleep? There's a lot of stress or things to decide on. And I decided, because I'm a smarty pants in sports and fitness, but I witness other people doing the marathons all the time, that I was going to hydrate early. And my hydration process started about 4 to 5 days early. Water, Gatorade, Powerade, whatever I could get my hands on. But I don't actually store nutrition very well. I'm really small, and from my stomach's not a big friend of food from the cancer stuff. So I was trying to get in calories and get in hydration, and then trying to sleep as much as possible. And then what do you wear, right? What do you wear to your first marathon? What do you wear to anything? You have to wear stuff that you've already worn before. I chose to get my sports bra screen printed with my name. You know, everyone says at Boston, people will cheer for you. Heck yeah, they will. If you ever want to feel like a very special person, you will run the streets of Boston, because these fans are unusual. And I'll get to that soon. But I chose one of my favorite Lululemon sports bras. It were the Energy sports bra. And I put Fitz across the chest, were my favorite new Lulu shoes. Okay, sorry, I'm getting frustrated with the internet. The Fitletic belt, and it had room for my cell phone, and then it had room for snacks. So that was all prepared in advance. So I had the Y bars with me. And what else did I have? I had salt tabs, and I had Cliff shots, and I carried those, and I put them all in my fanny pack, and I did eat along the way. So they all came in handy. But hydration, nutrition started early. You know, you want to eat stuff that doesn't freak out your stomach. In fact, I was making plans with friends for dinner the 2 nights before the race. And they said, what do you want to get? And I said, it doesn't matter to me. I was thinking all marathoners want to eat a potato or pasta. That's what I thought, right? And I made the statement, anything but something spicy like Thai food. And what did one of them recommend? Thai food. And I thought, okay. But that guy's run like 7 million marathons, so maybe his stomach is made of steel. But I thought that was very funny. So anyhow, I get my stuff organized. I pack up my bag. I pack way too much stuff, because that's how I roll. And I head to Boston. And one of the greatest things ever happened when I got there, because I check into my hotel. I stayed at Hyatt Regency in Cambridge, which is about a mile from the finish line. And I check in, I get in my room. About 10 minutes later, I get a phone call and they say, hey, you have a package downstairs. I thought, well, who sent me a package? That doesn't make any sense at all. Are you sure it's for me? Yes, Miss Kohler, you have a package. I said, well, can you bring it to me? I was feeling lazy. And they said, no. And so I said, all right, I'll be right down. I was kind of grouchy because I had to move again. I walked downstairs into the lobby and I turned the corner and there's my brother, my big brother, John from Fort Lauderdale. He flew all the way out to surprise me and made my heart explode. It was just, you know, one of those greatest things. You know, have those people in your life that you can always count on. And he is that guy. And I just knew it was going to be an awesome weekend. I knew it. I was so happy. And he was so sweet. He said, I don't want to interfere. I don't want to get in your way. I just know this is a big deal. I want to support you. And I thought, I want to do everything with you. I don't want you to go away. This is magnificent. So I had that wonderful family support right up front, which, yeah, I love them. John, you're the best. If you're watching this, thank you. It really meant a lot that you came out. Oh boy, Ricky Chan. Oh no, I am not running New York. And even though you're suggesting it, I will be hosting the OC Marathon and LA Marathon events that weekend. So I can't run New York, even if you prodded me with niceties. But yeah, so got there. I had dinner with friends. I went to the expo. They had everyone. This was the vaccination protocol. And people are wondering, what's the vaccination protocol? So either you had to be vaccinated or you had to have a negative test, not a positive test. They probably would shun you if you had a positive test, but they gave everyone these if they deemed you healthy to run the race. And even though I don't like this, I mean, I'm a freedom lover, so this kind of says, like the tattoos they used to give people, but it's really cute. It's not just a little bit wristband. It's like a ribbon and it's pretty. So people are wearing it. I haven't cut mine off yet. I don't know when I will. Thank you, Joe Raymond. I appreciate that. I'm proud of me too. So you got to get that. But then there's the expo. The expo actually wasn't very plentiful with extra vendors, but all the Adidas stuff and crap, I spent so much money. I bought this shirt and then I bought a short crop shirt and I bought some gift shirts and I got, this is one of the things, I had already had this, but because you have to have apparently every jacket. That's the rule. So this black hoodie with the unicorn, it's all about the unicorn. And I bought a whole bunch. That's the moral of the story is I spent a god-awful amount of money. So if any more race directors are out there and you need to hire a good announcer, I apparently need to work off the Boston Marathon weekend shopping spree. And if you just need a speaker for your event, I can come do that too. Please hire me so I can, you know, get out of major debt from Boston. That's not true. But anyway, shopping was great. And so many friends, all new friends. And I actually have a slideshow. I'm going to show you a little video of my weekend. But I encourage you, if you haven't already done so, and you're a runner, join a running group online. I love the Boston Buddies. These are people that are hell-bent on Boston. That's their laser focus, but they do all sorts of other races. I'm grateful they chose me to be a part or invited me because I'm a slowpoke, right? I didn't have Boston on my mind yet. But if you're not going to do there, you can join my fitness group. It's called the Hottie Body Fitzness Challenge. And if you didn't hear that, you can message me and I'll share it with you. But it's nice to have that support system. And these people have been such a support. And they had a shakeout run the day before the marathon runner. And I think about 100 people showed up. It was incredible. And I thought, I don't know if I have 100 friends. I mean, that's pretty awesome to be able to get all these people together wearing the shirt. And they were so nice and so very appreciative. And while they're running or posting their photos of their training runs where they're running 2-minute miles or something like that, maybe that's a slight exaggeration, but they're speedsters. I'm posting my 11.5-minute miles and they're equally supportive of me. So it was just nice to make these friends. And isn't it wonderful how you can have such really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that group. I bring you, just got to be a buddy, right? I was just one of the buddies and it was really special to me. So thanks to all those buddies. Yeah. And this is my favorite. This is my best friend from the buddies. This is Melissa Belovich. We were actually hoping to run together and that didn't happen, but she's like me. She's sarcastic and self-deprecating, and she's an 11 and a half, 12-minute miler. And we got along great. In fact, I love this girl. So I'm hoping to spend more time with her soon. She was probably one of the greatest gifts of this marathon experience. So hi, Melissa. Okay. So we had to worry about stuff to eat, stuff to wear, staying off our feet. So it was shop, 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 spend all the money I had in the world, and then go back to my room and sit down as much as possible and stuff my face, which I did. But the other thing on everybody's mind was weather. What's the weather going to be like? And everybody started stalking the weather 2 weeks out, and the weather was constantly changing. It was very, very drastic forecasts from rain to heat and so forth. But what we ended up with on race day was low of 57, high of 70. And it's very funny. I saw that on my phone right before the race, and I showed someone. I said, wow, look at the weather. And they said, oh, it's going to be so hot. They were from Seattle, so they were very disappointed with a race in the 60s. But for me, scrawny kid from Florida, perfect. I can tell you that race day weather in Boston for me was perfect. It had just enough humidity to make me feel like a lizard, like I like to feel. And I never got too hot, and I never got too cold. And I was really excited about that. So sleep was good. We didn't have to worry about soggy shoes. And yeah, so race day. I'm going to go there. In fact, I'm going to try to share the video before I get to race day, because I think it'd be nice to take a little peek. And I'm hoping this works, because we've had some glitches. And again, I have marathon face and marathon brain. I just flew in last night. I got home at 2:30 a.m. So I'm not firing on all cylinders right now, but I think I can share you. So I'm going to share a video file. Please work. Please work. Look, now you're looking at all my private things. I don't know if I can do this. It's very stressful. I tried to work this out in advance. I guess it's not going to work. I'm so sorry. You know what? Oh, there it is. Right here. Here it goes, friends. I hope you can see it. All right, so that was my Boston Marathon. So now I'll tell you about it. As you can see, it was a lot of fun, and I'll go through the details, but what I can tell you is that it wasn't scary. Running scary. Cancer accidents scary. Fires are scary. Not scary. Marathons are hard. And did a whole bunch of hard work up front, and it out on race day. Marathon is exciting. You have to prepare, you have to be smart, but it was really just an exciting adventure. And as you can see, I had a lot of fun. In fact, things I thought didn't feel like I was running Boston Marathon. You know, the intensity seems very real with Boston, and maybe for people it is. It felt to me like I was running a Wonder Woman race or Disney race. You can see we stopped, we took photos, met the people, we saw the dog Spencer, and just had a lot of fun along the way. So if Boston is something that particularly interests you and you're not one of the speedsters, being a charity runner is such a good choice. And some people fit it. They're like, I would never run Boston unless I qualified. Okay, well, good luck, and I hope you do qualify. However, if you don't and you deprive yourself of that opportunity, well, shame on you. Really big mistake, a bad decision. And you know, maybe charity running doesn't seem like it's the ultimate goal with Boston, but traditionally Boston Marathon charity runners raise about $40 million a year, and you bet your ass I am proud to be a part of that. So I'm sure the fundraising dollars were less this year just because the participation was lower because of all the COVID nonsense, and we couldn't allow international athletes here. But I and you, thankfully, were able to pull up about $7,000 for the second step. And that's a organization that helps survivors of domestic violence become independent. And I feel damn good about that. So we did some good for a great cause. Hopefully these people will go on to thrive and never, ever stand for abuse again. And I had an adventure. It was wonderful. So charity running, I think it's more than a nice choice, but it was really fun. Okay, so we got some comments. I'm going to flip through them. Yeah, Dennis Lemon, the dog Spencer. So many people have seen the golden retriever with the Boston Strong flag in his mouth for a couple of years now. And I've seen him. And then the other day I learned his name. And then at mile 2, I look over and there's Spencer. And I went, Spencer! And we got to kiss Spencer and take some great photos. And Ricky Chan, heck yes, I have some great finished photos. I'm still expecting more to show up, which I'm thrilled about. That's a wonderful memory, right? And shame on the people who go through the finish line looking at their watch. You should never, ever, ever do that. Oh, I'm glad I gave you the feels. And you gave me the feels too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are angels. I have the nicest group of people in my life. Oh my gosh, here comes more. Okay, some more. Oh, and the tracking. We're going to talk about the tracking debacle. Right. Line point, go to the finish line, I throw you on buses and take you down there. I did not have to do that because I was running with Vince Varello, his amazing beautiful wife Renee was going with us most of the way towards Hopkinton, where the start went. So people got lost and had to live their start. So I was very grateful I didn't have to be a part of that. But Vince and I and his daughter Peyton and Renee, we drove to really close to the line, and then we here's a deal. Front of the start. Remember I was talking about trading out of me. He wants me once. You've ever heard exercising for 5 hours if you're a slow. And I didn't think he was. That was particularly exciting. But anyway, potty, and they have a situation where they gathered us and then said, you know, go. What they did is they just played music and we just kind of walked up to the start line and ran through. And so that was pretty cool. It was actually a very cool way to do it. I wouldn't prefer that at any race, but for this, again, the weird year, you're willing to be satisfied with less. And so we had a great time and spirits were high, and it's amazing. So many people and so many moving parts, and everyone's moving, how we continuously ran into friends and people we knew. It was really cool. Lots of friendship out there. And then even people you didn't know were super nice. So if Rochelle's watching, hey, Rochelle, she's one of our new bus walking or start line friends. But yeah, it was great. I started my race at 10:34. I was technically not allowed to start till 10:50, but they really weren't starting people. So Vince and I took off. Now, everybody says in Boston, you start slow because it goes downhill for a while and you feel really good running downhill. And all you think is, I can make up some time here. I'm going to run super fast because this is super easy. But apparently people who do that eat it. Like they bonk really quickly. And so I guess we were going a little fast and Vince had to pull me back. Like, could you imagine? My really fast is more like 9 miles an hour, not 5. So just to be clear, but we did have to control our pace. And, you know, that course elevation tells you you're going down, and you do go down, but you also keep going up. So my big beef with Boston, and I get it, the course is what it is, but there's a lot of uphill. There's a lot of uphill, especially for someone like me. If you live in Utah and Colorado, good for you. You probably think the Boston course is a joke. But from flat little Florida girl, there was a lot of uphill. So we had a really good time from the start, though. Everybody was in great spirits. And from the start to the finish, Bostonians came out. They came out big time. And the first, I'd say maybe, 12 miles are through just communities. So there's houses on the sides of the roads. And people were just out there and all in their hoodies because it was kind of cool for the sitters. And there were people that brought out boom boxes or block rockers, families who, their kid was in the marching band because they were playing their instruments outside. But raging fans, so supportive. And it was that, remember the SNL skit with Mike Ditka and Da Bears? I felt like it was all Da Bears fans. And I know we're in Boston, not Chicago, but that's the crowd you imagine out there. And they were so excited for us. And it was just fun. And the way they cheered, it wasn't just like, yay, here come the runners. They were, go Fitz, go on Fitz, go Fitz, as if I were sprinting towards the finish of a very short, very financially rewarding race. They were so intense about their cheerleading. And they were like that for everybody. I had my name on my shirt, so I certainly heard my name a bunch, but Vince ran for Team Hoyt. They're going bonkers. Everybody loves Team Hoyt. Rick and Dick have a huge legacy in Boston, and the amount of love showed towards them was extraordinary. But the fans were off the hook. And that was really, really fun. So I saw Spencer the dog, and then I don't know where it was. I think maybe mile 4 or something, but I saw Santa. So Santa was on the side, and I love Santa so much. He's my favorite guy. So we stopped for the picture with Santa, and there were so many great signs. My favorite signs on the course was, you look skinny, which is super funny. And, all toenails go to heaven, which was a really good one. And then find a cute butt and follow it. And I can tell you that almost everybody had a cute butt because there were lots of fit people out on the course. So, oh yes, that was a great ad. There was one section of fans. It was, I'm guessing, a kids fitness studio, and they had a bunch of mini trampolines, maybe a dozen. And the kids were just bouncing up and down. It might have been 20 of them. I don't know, but it was so cool. That is such a great ad. Thank you for reminding me of that. It was very, very creative and just entertaining. Now, I missed part of it. Well, I didn't miss the course, but there was DJs all along the way. And these weren't DJs that Boston Marathon arranged. These are just community people who showed up with their DJ stuff to be fun. And apparently at some point, everyone at mile XYZ was doing the YMCA, which is super fun. I'm sorry I missed out on that. But yeah, endless cool things. People were dressed up in funny costumes. Oh, and the slew of gorgeous cops and firefighters and soldiers out there was mind-blowing. I tell you what, that was incentive enough to keep going. And they were all kind of like the hot cop models. They could have all been on a calendar. It was great. It was great. And of course I was running with Vince. So I didn't want to drool all over the hot cops running with a guy being like, oh, isn't he hot? Poor Vince would have probably tolerated that, but I didn't make him do that. What else? I had some of my snacks. I had to choke it down. It's not very fun to eat while you're running. I find it really unpleasant, but I was able to eat some of my snacks. I had a couple of my salt tabs, which they taste like Bayer aspirin from when you were a kid. So they're not too bad. And Vince got some snacks out there. I don't remember what he fed me, but he gave me something or other. But I never missed a water stop. So every single stop, which I believe there were 26, I had either Gatorade or water or both. I didn't miss one. And I think that was one of the reasons I never truly bonked. It's just because I stayed really, really hydrated. Oh, and Phil, another good one. The Wellesley girls from, is it Wellesley University? Wellesley College. It's called the Scream Tunnel. And I don't know, it's about the half marathon mark, but you can hear them. You're maybe 2 blocks away from it. And then you just hear these women screaming voices. And it's an all-woman school, I think, and they line the streets and they scream their bloody brains out. It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre for 1,000 women, but happy style. It was so loud and so fun. And they also made signs so you can donate to their favorite cause online and they will make a sign for you. They didn't make a sign for me, which was just fine. But yeah, Wellesley was fantastic. Oh, and he wants to know that, do I still hate Vince? So that's an inside joke, only if you're not a Boston buddy. But because Vince looped me into this marathon, my hashtag, every post I've made in the Boston Buddies for many months is hashtag I hate Vince, which I don't hate Vince, but I kind of hate Vince. So everyone loves it. In fact, when I met buddies all throughout the weekend, everyone would say, I love your hashtag. So I can't let it go. I can't let I hate Vince go, but truly I love him. He was such a great partner, so supportive. And this is what, this is the thing that will let you know what a good guy he is. So we're running, and then walking. You know, I need walk breaks, and I don't do a structured walk break like Galloway suggests. And I think the world of Jeff Galloway. It's just not how I do it, but I definitely do walk here and there. And my game plan was walk uphill, run downhill, run on the flat stuff. But my walking pace, which is usually super fast, I felt like it was slowing down, and Vince had to watch. I said, what is our pace? And apparently it was slower than I wanted it to be. So I said, would you hold my hand? Poor Vince, he looks, he goes, really? And I said, yeah, could you hold my hand? I'll keep pace if we're holding hands. So I think we held hands for like 30% of the race. We would run normal. And then when I'd say I have to walk, he would grab my hand and we walk. And it was super fun. And mind you, he is a super fast guy. I think he probably does have a full marathon in 3:30. Going my pace was easy breezy for him. We actually got way silly out on that course because he had so much energy. But yeah, we held hands and walked, and it was very, very funny. Okay, I've got some more comments here. Cops and firefighters. That'll be an adrenaline. Yes, they're so great. And thank you. Thank you for the sweetness. I appreciate it. I'm very proud of me. It's super exciting. I hope you get to do something very exciting soon. And then we got Stephanie. Normal years, you get to kiss the Wellesley girls. Well, that's right. And I had considered going to kiss the Wellesley girl. They were blowing kisses, and they had some really nice signs, funny signs, some that were kind of adult, not X-rated, but R-rated signs. But I did consider going over to smooch them. I'm okay with stranger germs. So I thought about it, but then I was a little too tired at that point to make too many lateral movements. So we just waved at the Wellesley girls, but they were spectacular. Okay, so what else? Oh, okay. So my brother is out on the course. I told you he shows up in Boston to surprise me, which was best surprise ever. And I don't think he's ever been to a marathon. He's done obstacle course races personally for fun. He's never come out to anything like that. So I was really happy that he got to be a part of my environment, my work environment. This is who we are, right? And Boston's one of the greatest examples. So he tells me he's going to go to mile 10 and text Vince to say he's in front of the Dunkin' Donuts. Now, I had my phone, in the pouch. I never took it out of the pouch at all. And it was a game plan not to mess with my phone when I ran, because it's it's not what I want to be doing. So phone stayed in the pouch, and I see John at mile 10, and it was so great running up, and he's there waving, and it just felt like that loving, happy moment. There was my person out there. And so I run up to him, and we have a big hug, and I say, this is really hard. And he's like, I'll see you at the finish line. So there's that. And then a little while later, I see the Second Step group. And so the folks from the Second Step, Marissa and her team, came out with all of these kids. Oh, and you know I love kids. And there was about a dozen of them. And they had these wonderful handmade signs. And they were so exciting, cheering. And we got to do some high fives. They were so sweet. And apparently after the fact, they were very, very excited that they knew real marathoners. So Vince and I, yes, kids, we are your friends. We're really excited to know you too. But yeah, so we get past John, get past the Second Step, and then we see random friends out on the course. Team Hoyt's out there. They have Tanya Zamora. She was like, what do you need? So I asked her for salty potato chips, thinking I might want that, because that's often what I want at the end of my runs. But she had to leave, but she left the bag with someone else in the tent, which it was a big size. I thought, just give me a little bag of potato chips, so big. So for a while I ran with a big old bag of potato chips, which was kind of hilarious. But lots of people were tracking me, and there's an app for that, and Boston Marathon app, and you just track Fitz Kohler, and it would move my little face down the course. My Fitz is at mile 1, mile 2, and this is how fast she's going, et cetera, et cetera. Well, at some point there became some sort of glitch, and the tracking app told everybody that I was off the course, that I was lost or whatever. I discontinued. And so my poor brother, he went to the finish line, and it's kind of a pain in the can. I mean, to follow a marathoner around any course takes a lot of effort. And so he left mile 10, he went to the finish line, was waiting there for me. And I think it was about mile 20 or so where he got the notice that I wasn't there. So he's communicating with my family, random friends are commenting him. And so he believes that I just bailed. And he had to catch a flight that evening, so he left the finish line. And so he goes back to his hotel, he gets his luggage, and he heads in an Uber to the airport. He's almost at the airport, and then he gets a message, oh, she's back on. She's made a lot of progress type thing. So it was such a bummer for my brother that he didn't get to be there for my finish because the app kind of gave way. But here's the other funny thing is when I finished the race, there were hundreds of messages for me. And most of them were congratulations or you can do it or whatever. But you could see there was a chunk of, hey, you've got started. I'm so excited for you. And there was a chunk of congratulations. You did really great. And then there was a chunk of, oh my gosh, where are you? Are you okay? What's going on? And then there was a slew where people were praying for me. And it was all very heartwarming. It was so, so sweet. And yeah, I guess it would have been great if up front I would have been able to tell everyone, hey, just be warned up front that sometimes technology is not perfect on race day. I mean, who would have ever thought? And to be honest with you, I'm never being tracked, right? I'm on the stage on the start or finish line, and I don't know, nobody ever follows me for races. This is the first time for all of us. So yeah, so the app kind of blew it for my brother, and then sent a whole bunch of people into a frenzy. And, after the fact, while I was sitting in my bed in my hotel room, reading all of these messages of concern, what if this happened? What if that happened? So thankfully nothing happened. And I don't know why I was deemed missing in action, but thankfully I was found. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Steve. That's how we got to say your name, Steve. Oh, and Mike said the tracker didn't work. For me, that's weird. 10 is uphill. Pat, I think every mile is uphill for certain. Okay, so Dennis wants to know, did the guys at Boston College offer beers? They did. I did not drink at all, but I'm pretty sure that Vince had multiple beers while we were running. He didn't drink the whole can, but he actually did get several cans of beer between maybe mile 3 and 23. And I was happy for him. And that probably made going at my slower pace much more comfortable for him. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Lynn. Okay, so what else do I want to tell you? So I felt pretty good the whole time. So I never had a moment on the course where I thought, gee whiz, I wish I wasn't doing this. right? I wish I was doing something else. I never thought that. I never, ever thought it was easy. I did think it was quite hard. I definitely thought, gee whiz, this is hard. But I knew I could make it to the finish line. I'm very, very proud. You know, it's funny, when I used to do half marathons, I never trained for them. I would just show up and do them. And I had some injuries because of kickboxing, and then some weaknesses. So when I ran before, I used to run with this stabbing pain in my knee, stabbing pain in my hip, like someone had stuck a knife in both. Very uncomfortable. When I got to mile 22 and I didn't have any pain in my hip or knee, I was thrilled. I thought, this is really a sign of progress. So I felt kind of bad that I felt kind of tired, but also it was a marathon. You're supposed to be tired. But back in the day when I was doing halves, I remember mile 12 and 11 and 12 felt really, really hard. For Boston, I didn't really get that super tired feeling until mile 23, 24, 25. So there definitely was a sign of progress. My hips did hurt. Now, they didn't have stabbing pains. They were just saying, ouch, stop, cut it out. But I kept going. It was just kind of fatigue in my hips. I had, at some point, I noticed my toes on the left foot felt kind of numb. Something was going on there. And I'm pretty confident I'm going to lose the 3 middle toenails. So hopefully those toenails go to heaven quickly and get off my feet. They're kind of annoying now. But yeah, the left toes got jammed. I don't know why the right toes didn't get jammed. I wore super supportive Asics Dynaflight running shoe. I do not work for Asics, but I've been very happy with these shoes. And look how thick this cushioning is. When I got to mile maybe 20, it felt like I was running on flat cardboard. It felt like all the squish in there just disappeared. Now, that didn't happen. I just had been pounding on them too much. So that was my little assessment. I was just tired, sore hips, sore feet, cranky toenails. And then it was about mile 24 where I got a bit of stabbing pain in my right knee. And so whatever, I used to get that immediately. It took 24 entire miles for my knee to say, hey, this isn't a lot of fun. So I feel really accomplished in that regard, because who wants to run in so much pain? You guys are super sweet. Thank you, Tracy and Jessica. Jessica's a physical therapist, so she gets the value of strength training and stretching, and all of that paid off in spades for me. A million times. Oh, and the clothes are awesome. I got to show you when I'm done. I'll show you my new jacket. Congratulations. RIP for your toenail. Dennis wants to know, did I get emotional? Okay, so there's where we're going. So finishing the race, there's all this stuff they tell you about. And one of the things is the Citgo sign. It's a big triangle shaped Citgo sign. I don't think there's actually a Citgo business there anymore, but I remember looking for that and finally thinking, oh, there's the Citgo sign. But when I got there, it still took a few miles to get to the finish line. And Vince and I were still being rowdy and silly. And I mean, again, too much fun for something as serious as the Boston Marathon. But yeah, we had an absolute blast. And so you run, and it feels like it's never, ever, ever going to end. And then we get to that 1 mile left sign, and that feels glorious and still forever away. But then they say you make a right on Hereford. I think it's Hereford. I don't speak Boston, but I think it's Hereford. And then it's a right on Hereford and a left on Boylston. Boylston is the famous finish line street for Boston. And so I made the right on Hereford. I was so excited to be able to make the right. And then when I did make it, the sound, right? The enthusiasm and the sound, and it got me. And I almost burst into tears. And I'm not an emotional gal, but I was like, oh God, here it comes. And then I went, no, Fitz Kohler, no, you go have fun. And so I made that turn and I shoot away the evil crybabies in my face that were trying to get out. And I made that left onto Boylston, and it was magical. It really was. And Vince will tell you that it was less crowded than it normally is, right? Because we didn't have the 30,000 athletes. And these people, you would have think I grew up with these people. Every last one of them surrounding that finish line, they were so wildly enthusiastic, screaming, Fitz, 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 it was bonkers. And the crowd had thinned, or the herd had thinned, because we were the slower group, right? and they were just going wild. And so Mark Allen, the world famous Ironman, 6-time Ironman champion, had given me the advice. He said, Fitz, Boylston Street is like a demented hallway. If you keep looking at the finish line, it looks like it just keeps getting further and further away. So don't look there, look at the crowds. And I did. And so I was running and just kind of soaking it all in and feeling so appreciative that, they weren't just cheering for me, that they cared enough about all of us, that they were going to stay out and make sure everybody had a warm welcome. And I give Boston all the credit in the world for being tops in this department. But yeah, wild, thunderous cheering for me, it felt like. And then I really wanted to run the whole way, but the freaking street is really long and I was already tired and my knee was pinching. So I just needed to walk like 15 steps. I just thought, I go 15 steps and Vince is like, you're not done yet, Fitz, you're not done. So picked it up and I was able to run through the finish line. I did great finish line pose. I did the hands up and then I think I gave a number 1 finger and I got some really cool pics. But that was the reward, right? They say Boston is your victory lap for all the training, for all the effort, for all the qualifying if you're a speedster, for all the fundraising if you're a charity runner. And it really was. It felt that way. It felt like a victory lap, like we were out just to celebrate all we had already accomplished. And I was very, very proud. So we get through the finish line. I think I get a hug from Vince. And then I just need to sit down, right? I just think I just need to sit down. And there's a little curb. So I go behind the finish line structured. I just sit down and some medic comes over. He goes, hey, you're going to cramp up. And I said, I don't care. I just need to sit. I need 120 seconds for me. And so I did. I sat my butt down and magically, that's kind of all it took, not all it took to recover, but it went a long way. And I was able to stand up. I did a brief interview with another announcer, Steve. He doesn't announce for Boston, but Steve Maldonado, I think. Very nice. That interview's on Facebook. And I look back and I'm very grateful that I was fairly composed. And then we finally, Vince and I went and got our medals. Once again, the medal, I think, is this the last time I get to wear it? I don't know. Where can you wear these things? I could go grocery shopping. Would it be obnoxious? But the beautiful, coveted unicorn 125th anniversary of the Boston Marathon. It's very, very rewarding to get that put on. I made sure the volunteer put it on me because if you go do a hard race, don't put your medal on yourself. Let somebody else special put the medal on for me. Or for you. And for me, it was that volunteer lady. And that was a very nice moment. And then so Vince and I, we took lots of photos, got a little crazy with the posing. Oh, you might like this. I know everybody loves the heat sheets. Heat sheets. So fun. So fashiony. Look, there you go. All the unicorns. And so, I don't know. I've worn heat sheets before. They do a little bit to help with the chill because I instantly got very cold, even though I think it was 70 degrees or something. But yeah, the heat sheets, super exciting. Everybody loves them. I might also wear this to the grocery store. And another very special thing for me is so the Abbott World Majors. If you're unfamiliar, Abbott has this world major classification where there's only 6 in the entire world that qualify as 6 of the best races. And it's LA, New York, Chicago, Tokyo, London, Berlin. And there's a big group of people, including my friends, Jeff and Tina Hauser. Congratulations. Boston was their 6th of the majors. But if you run all 6 around the world, and lots of people do this, you get an extra medal and it's beautiful. So we happened to be just walking by that booth. And this gentleman comes out, he said, hey, Fitz, congratulations. And I thought, oh, hi. And I was a little disoriented because I just worked really hard. He said, hey, I know what you've been through and we are so inspired by you. We're so proud of you. And he gave me an extra medal, not the Abbott Major medal, but it was another one, a special, almost like a military challenge coin. And it says, I think it says going the extra mile or something. It was very sweet. I wanted to show it to you. And my luggage is still a little bit chaotic right now, so I couldn't find it. Sorry. But yeah, it was Chris Miller with Abbott, and I thought that was just very sweet. And I don't know if this guy knew me from Adam, but he did. And you know what? This whole thing wasn't about I had cancer and now I'm going to go run a marathon. I did have cancer. I did. You know, that's part of my history now. But this was about doing something better, about being better, about having this adventure and living fearlessly and having, you know, wonderful days in my life. And that's what it's about. I do appreciate the acknowledgement of where I was to where I am. You know, the reality is I was 110 pounds and I was super sick and I couldn't walk up the street I lived on about a year and a half ago. I just couldn't get up the hill. It was too steep and I was too tired. And so to be strong again, this is definitely a validation of that. I like being strong. Being strong is really important to me. I like physical strength. I like being capable. And I'm really capable. This is validation of that I am full force Fitz Kohler again. And I'm not going away. I'm going to fight for this health that I have. I think it's a really special thing. So anyhow, we finished, got that medal, got the heat sheet, and Vince and I just kind of booked it out of there at that point, got the Uber. Now, I was feeling good. I was moving pretty well. And I got into the elevator at my hotel with about 4 other runners who were just finishing up, 4 other runners who were going to 4 different floors. And I was on the top. And I got into the elevator, my stomach turned and I thought, oh no, I'm going to throw up. It was like, as they were pressing their floors, it felt like the movie Elf where Will Ferrell goes, and the Empire State Building and hits all the floors. That's what it felt like for me. And so I was kind of twisting and turning in the elevator, and it was a glass door or a glass window. People could see in the elevator. I was thinking, please don't throw up in the elevator. And I didn't. I made it back to my room. I heaved a bit. Nothing came out. So that was the magic of my marathon. And then I sat in bed for about an hour, took a hot shower, and then I went out and had a half beer and with a whole bunch of friends from the Boston Buddies. So it was a wonderful experience. And I'm just so very grateful. I'm sorry Vince wasn't able to join us tonight. He was the ultimate partner. I couldn't be more grateful to have had his invitation to participate, his major effort with fundraising with me. And then, you know, he told me he was running with me. I thought I wanted to run that race alone. I thought I needed to be without other people because I might get cranky. But instead, he kept me very happy, and we had a crap ton of fun. We had so much fun. I think it's kind of illegal fun you shouldn't be having at Boston, but we did it, and I don't feel so bad. Okay, so here are the questions. Jessica, Lori, will I run another marathon? So I am right now in the category of never say never. Maybe. I don't know. That's it. Lynn, thank you. And you're right, I am strong. And here's the other thing, folks. You should own your accomplishments. You you go the distance, you did that. If you earn a new promotion at work, you did that. You got to earn your accomplishments. I feel very proud. And I hope that you feel very proud of your accomplishments too. Look, this seam is bothering me. Okay. All right. So Dennis Ledman, yeah, not LA. LA should be one. I agree. It's a fantastic event. All right. Mike, who's lost 400 pounds, and he's run several marathons this year. What is your question, Mike? Let's hear it. And then Katie Stefaniak, so fun to track me Monday. It was inspirational and has her considering trying another marathon. Thank you. RIP to the toenails. That's right. You know what? I'm a flip-flop girl here, at least sandals. I am so sad I have not had cute toenails since May. I lost the pointer toenail on the left foot when I started training for Boston, and it's just never come back great. I'm so sad. I need a really cute toenail day. Sitco, 1 mile to go. Sitco felt like 4 miles to go, but yeah. All right, Jamie Fraser, you trained and we're totally prepared. You're a Boston Marathon finisher and no one can ever take that. Thank you. Thank you, Jamie. Oh, and you're so sweet. Jamie's one of my adorable new friends from the Boston Buddies. Beautiful blue eyes. Such a sweet guy. Thank you. And Dennis, yes. I almost got emotional. Glad I was able to stop that. Anthony, way to go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Linda, does anyone have more questions? I'm trying to think of this. Oh, this is the thing I haven't addressed is the cheer cards. So those of you who use the app and there was that little megaphone in the bottom and you could share a cheer. When I passed the finish line and I was I think I was getting my heat sheet. Someone said, Fitz, your name's on the board. And I looked up and there was a message that said, like, I'm so proud of you, Fitz. But I just got an email yesterday with all the cheer cards, and some of them came before the race, which I didn't get to see. Some of them were during the race. My daughter was very funny. And then many came after, but thank you so much. I feel like we all did this together, right? I'm so happy you all are on my team and you've been so supportive, and it's been really fun for me to do this with you and know you're out there cheering for me. It's funny as I'm on the struggle bus at mile 16 thinking, gee whiz. And then I was thinking about my little face popping down the app on your phone and how I need to keep that face moving down the app. So really, you guys made this better, way better. Okay, Mike says, obviously a great experience. Did you see or learn anything that will change your outlook or when you announce? That's a good question. You know, I already am. I've run tons of races. This is the first time at this distance. What I can say is that I think it's very important. I think it's one of the most important qualities that a race announcer actually be a runner. I find a race organization that hires a local DJ or a TV news anchor, those people don't get it, right? Because they don't get us. They've never hit the wall. They've never lost a toenail. They've never failed. They've never done all the hard training. And so, you know, Rudy Novotny and I, we're athletes. Mike Riley, he's an athlete. There's a few of us that we are you, right? And that's why we are so loving to you. We don't just read names. We see you come across the finish line and we think, holy mackerel. Like Mike, when you came across the finish line in Buffalo, I lost my marbles. It was almost like you were my kid, my husband, my dad, any of those special people, because I'm invested in you and I know what it's like to be you. So I don't know if anything will change other than the fact that, believe it or not, I love you guys even more now. You know, I love being a part of this running community. I love being a runner. I know I'm not a good runner. Well, that's a lie. I am a good runner. I'm not a great runner. I'm not a fast runner, and that's okay. I am happy to be middle of the pack, back of the pack. I am happy to go from the start to the finish, and I will never, ever hang any of my pride over my finish time. It's just completely irrelevant to me. And as you see on that tracker, my finish time, I was one of the last percentage of people to finish. Out of 16,000, I was number 14,000 and something. And I'm great with that. So yeah, I don't know, Mike. I might love you all more. I might be even nicer from the microphone. And sorry if that becomes weird, because I could get super weird. I know I'm already a little bit extra because I think you're so great. But yeah, maybe I'll be even more extra. And what's next for me? Well, I've got some great speaking engagements coming up, which I love. November 6th, in the morning, I'm announced the LA Big 5K. In the evening, the OC 5K. The next day, the OC Half Marathon. Then I have St. Pete Run Fest here in Florida, the weekend of November 13th, 14th, extraordinary event. I might pick up a new race for the third weekend of November. And I'm hoping, because it's such a good one, and I have people that may travel across the country to go be with me there. So I'm not going to say, I'm not going to mention that race until the ink is dry, but yeah, I've got races coming up and I could always use more. Again, remember, I spent my entire retirement on the Boston Marathon gear. And the most coveted of all is the Boston Marathon finisher jacket. They call this one the celebration jacket or whatever, but you're technically not supposed to wear it until you run the race. And look at me. I could put it on. I could wear it about. And I did. I wore it all over today and it was super hot. But I went into the grocery store like, hey, y'all, no big deal. Give me some guacamole. So, yeah, I got the finisher jacket. That's what's next to me. I would love to. You know what? I lost a bunch of races last year because of COVID, because they didn't have any races. So I'm happy to pick more up. I'd love to compensate for that year. So that's what's next, Mike. It's another good question, and more of these shows because I love communicating with you guys. You know what? Rudy should run with me. Yes, that's a good thing. Rudy just got himself a brand new hip, and I don't know, maybe Rudy might surpass marathon and jump into Ironman or something. He's quite the cyclist. Okay, Pat Sitko, a scene from 22. Okay, so you're right. I was right. Citgo feels like forever away. You see the sign, and I know that means I'm near, but I'm not really near enough. Brian Solberg. Brian did London the week prior, came and did marathon number 9,000,042 in Boston. He's incredible. Thank you, Brian. It was a privilege to share the course with you. What advice can you give me now? Well, advice for you. I don't know. I'm really proud that I didn't pee on the course. So do whatever I did not to have to use a porta potty on the race. Just, I don't know. Brian, I don't have any other advice for you. You've done it all and you've done it all so well. So yeah, just keep coming to more of my races. Most importantly, when I announce a race, show up. That's my advice for you. Catherine, wait, are you announcing any upcoming races? Yep. And I have a good amount of them on the top of my Fitzness Facebook page. So if you go there, it's a short list. Gasparilla is coming up in February. Gasparilla is going to be spectacular. We got the Savannah Bridge Run in December. I'm hoping that Mayor gets his head out of his rear end and allows us to run. And yeah, I've got some strong opinions if you'd like to hear them. Yeah, I've got a schedule up. And then the Big Sur races are coming back in 2022. Thank goodness. So Big Sur Marathon, not sold out completely for the distances of 21 miles and less. So register if you want the posh race vacation. Welcome to the marathon world. Yeah, thank you, Rigo. Look at that jacket. I know. I'm uptown. And here's Melissa. So grateful we share this special experience together. Yeah, I love you, beautiful girl. You're, again, one of the greatest gifts from Boston. I think I'm going to keep you. So, yeah, I think that was it. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Thank you for all of your love. Thank you for all the donations. Again, $7,000-ish for the second step. I feel very proud of that. And as I say goodbye, I'm going to play my race video one more time because why not, right? I love everybody. And if you haven't done so yet, follow me at Fitzness and say hi. Oh, there we go. Good night, everybody. I love you all. Thanks again. Yay.